Here we are again. It's 2 o'clock time to get started on Reveal number 271. This is a 1951 S roll. Nice roll. I have poured them out once to look at them for condition. They look like they're in pretty decent shape, so let's see what is on these coins, if anything. Nice roll, 1951 S. Not easy to find. These things are very difficult to find. All right, here we go with the first coin in the roll. Got Tim Morrell. Mr. Timothy Morrell. Let's see, let me get this expanded out so that I can see everything that's going on. There we go. Oh, Scott. Eric, Coin Junkie. Okay, so Tim Morrell's coin right here. Yeah, got a few spots here, the end of the roll. Looks like let me move in just a little bit closer. No RPM here. Nothing on the eyelid. Nothing on the motto. It is a relatively clean looking coin as far as marks and dice date is concerned. Okay, so this one has, looks like a whisker coming from the 9 of the date up toward the chin, so we'll know this die next time we run into it. Let's take it over, flip it over, take a look at the reverse here and see if there happened to have been any occurrence on the reverse, which would be unusual for 1952S. And that one has nothing, so coin number 1 is going to go down as a normal coin in this roll. Now for coin number 2. Coin number 2 will go to John Brandon Bow. And John Brandon Bow will receive this coin. It's a nice looking 51S. Hey, look, we have a nice RPM here. Beautiful RPM, look at that. Bam, John Brandon Bow gets himself a nice one. Probably one of the better dies we found today so far. Very cute looking. Repunch mint mark right there. Well, Techstar and Alan is back. Jeff Dunn, good morning, sir. Will somebody find for me which die this is? This is going to be one of the better ones. I know that. So it's going to be listed very close to the 5. Really nice East RPM. It actually appears to be more of maybe a rotated counterclockwise. See if there's anything else on this particular die. Let me zoom out so we can see more of it. Is it RPM 1? Okay, cool. Give me a marker for RPM 1. We'll take a look. Just to be sure. How about these die scratches over next to Liberty? Let me get them to shine for you. Well, I can see them under the scope, but I can't really get the camera to play real nice with them. Hair toward God. I don't really see much of anything there. Some little die scratches in there. How about something on the reverse? Anything on the reverse? Let's see, there's no die break on the T. Okay. There's a nifty looking. That appears to be a. It could be a hit on the coin. It appears that it could be a die hit on the N. Between E of 1 and T. This is a very late die state coin. Are you seeing what we're looking for between the E of 1 and the T? Because I'm not. I'm not seeing much of anything there. A couple of die scratches headed kind of north out of the T. Okay, so we probably have die number 1 here. RPM number 1. A very nice one, actually. Very nice. This one's going to go to John Brandon Bow. It's going to be coin number 2 and the beginning of what could be a very nice roll. Here's Mike Birchman, coin number 3. Something wrong with this one. This one's not weighing in right, I don't think. Let me check the weight on it real quick. Doesn't sound right. Oh, 2.7 grams. So it's a lightweight coin. It sounds hollow. It sounds almost like a silver dime. So it's a very underweight coin. And we have an RPM as well. This is a West RPM here. You can see it in the top upper left of the mint mark. And the strike doesn't appear to be overly affected by the fact that this is a very lightweight planchet. Hey, Archaeology Mikey. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick and see if we have typical weakness. It's just typical though. This is not an extremely light coin, but it definitely doesn't sound right. So it's definitely underweight, 2.77 grams. So I'm going to write that here on Mike's insert. And there it is, 2.77 grams. And it's also an RPM. So we're going to call this one, it's RPM number 3. Is that what that looks like? Probably going to be called a West, maybe a Northwest. .77 grams. This even looks thin. It doesn't even look right. It makes a substantially different noise. It's a nice error, especially considering it's also a die variety, which, there you go, the difference between a die variety and an error. A die variety is something that was on the die when it was hung to strike coins, like an RPM. And an error is something that happens coin to coin, like an underweight planchet. Okay, this one appears to be normal. Appears to be. Let me flip it over and see. Okay, yeah, it looks really close to normal. So I'm going to say nothing out of the ordinary here, I don't think. I flip it over and take a look at the other side. So, some settling may occur during shipping. There you go. Leader die state reverse. Nothing special to take note of here. So we got Tim Morrell with a regular coin number 4. That's number 4. Now coin number 5. Coin number 5 will be for Yo Man. And Yo Man's coin number 5 looks like this right here. Now those little curves on the inside of the mint mark are normal. That's part of the punch. Those are little ribs used to stiffen the lettering of the punch and were not necessarily intended to be seen on the final product. This was punched a little more deeply than some other mint marks, but you will notice those. There's a little mark that extends from the lower serif to the inner lower curve, and then there's another like a outcropping on the mint mark punch that shows on the inside of the curve of the upper part of the S. So you got two little curved things that actually belong there. Those are actually part of the mint mark. Let's see if we have anything on the reverse. Let me go ahead and back this out some more, make it easier to see, which we can do with this scope. Got a little bit of staining going on the reverse here. Some stuff that could possibly come off the coin, but I kind of doubt it. There's Yo Man's coin number 5. Now for coin number 6. Coin number 6 is going to go to Farm Dog. Farm Dog gets this coin right here. And there's another one of those. There's another one of those. Beautiful repunchment mark there. Very strong, very nice. RPM 3, did you say? See what else we have here, if anything. Any markers or anything to that effect. I believe this one should be very easy to pick out without markers. Yeah, RPM number 3. Okay, these don't happen often, so if you see one that looks like what's in the book, it's probably the one in the book. Let's see here. Check this real quick. Okay, nothing going on here on the reverse, but it is a very nice example of RPM number 3. So we have RPM number 1 and RPM number 3. Now we're doing number 7. Coin number 7 is Deanne. Deanne is going to get this coin, which is, well, it could be a normal coin, but I'm going to have to zoom in on that lower mint mark area and see. We do have some spots on these coins. It's not a heavily spotted roll, but it's not great either. I'm thinking southeast on this RPM, possibly. Yeah, it is, but it isn't very easy to discern. You can see the kind of slight split on the lower serif right there. Let's see if that becomes any more visible. Slight split on the lower serif, a little bit of extra juice going on to the southeast on the mint mark. And then you have these lines going north from the 1.9. I don't know if this is one of the listed RPMs or not. I would probably list it just out of posterity's sake. I believe it's enough to list. So we will put this one off to the side. This one's going to be the 1.9 die scratch lower split serif. Die 3 in the roll. The 1.9 die scratch split lower serif. Without fail, I always go the wrong direction when I'm trying to focus a coin in. I got nothing on the reverse on this one. So I got 3 different RPMs. This one's for John Brandon Bow. Next coin, number 8. I'm sorry, coin number 8 for John Brandon Bow. This is another one of the exact same die I just pulled out of the roll. You can see the split on the lower serif. And you can see there we go. The die scratch is headed north out of the 9, the 1.9 of the date. Spend a little time, see if there's anything else on this. It's a very nice markers. Although they're temporary markers, they'll probably show up through most of the die's life because they're so heavy. There's a die crack on the lower right wheat. That is a permanent marker. because die cracks can only grow, they can't get smaller. So there's one for John Brandon Bow. This is going to be die number 3 for the roll, the third die in the roll. Now for coin number 9, Sharp Eye for Coins. Sharp Eye for Coins is going to get this one right here. And what do we have? Another RPM 1. Beautiful, beautiful. This is what we needed, a pick-me-up roll. Got a few rolls that weren't all that great. Then we get a nice pick-me-up roll. I like a pick-me-up roll once in a while. Shows you guys that not only do I not search these rolls, but we are getting them square and fair shake from original sources that have not been searched, have not been put together, pulled apart, or anything else. These are as they came. That's coin number 9, another RPM number 1. Let's go to coin number 10 for Wanda. Coin number 10 for Wanda is going to be, well, kind of hard to see that there's much of anything going on here. So a little bit of a late dice date on this. I don't think it's going to be anything. Flip it over and take a look at the other side here real quick. There's a rather sizable die crack on the right wheat. A couple of north and south die scratches up in the very top part of the design. Other than that, nothing. Now set this one aside for Wanda. Coin number 11 now. Number 11 goes to Yeoman. And this one is not the same. It's not the one with the slightly lower split serif like we saw in that other one, but it does still have die scratches in about the same place. Probably means that the same person treated the die in basically the same way that they treated the other die on basically the same day, because the coins were struck near together, but with not the same die. That can happen. You can have virtually identical markers 2 days or 2 dies in a row. All right, I knocked a couple of the coins over. My hands are so dry they almost can't feel anything. That's how I do this without gloves, is I make sure that my hands are totally and completely free of any finger oils or hand oils or anything like that. Here's another RPM number 1. Another example of RPM number 1 in the roll here. This one is for Bill Crusson. Very nice, sir. And there's that. Now coin number 13 goes to Jeff Dunn. And Jeff Dunn will pick up. Yeah, looks like a normal coin here. Rather soft strike on this one. Very late die state. You got a big old booger right next to the Y of Liberty. We'll know this one next time we run into it for sure. Oh. Got some spottiness on this coin on the reverse. And this one will go to Jeff Dunn. Then we got coin number 14. Coin number 14 goes to Sureg. And Sureg's coin is another RPM number 1. Hopefully everyone will run into at least one good coin in this roll, because there are plenty of them as it appears. That way everybody will get something really nice out of a 51S roll, which is something that is kind of scarce to come by. Been 70 years this roll's been together. We're splitting it up today. Send everybody a piece of the action. Here's another one, and this is our, yep, it's a little whisker coming out of the 9 headed straight toward the chin. It's not a RPM. It's not a double die. It has nothing on it, unfortunately. Is the 51S RPM one, is that one of the VCR registry coins? Here we go, coin number 16. Coin number 16 for Marshall is going to be... Well, there's another RPM 3. Yet another example of a beautiful RPM in the 1951S roll. This is RPM number 3. And this one's going to be for Mr. Marshall. So now coin number 17. Coin number 17 is going to go to Kelly Michaud. And Kelly Michaud will get another RPM 3. RPM number 3. All of these have a little bit of staining on them, but most of it is not invasive carbon or other carbony looking junk. It's mostly just a little bit of staining from age. I'm going to turn these around. Makes it easier on me when I'm trying to put them up there in one direction. And I keep trying to put them up there in one direction, but I got them stacked the other direction. Just turn the stacks around. Makes it a lot easier. Deanne is next. Deanne. And Deanne is going to get... Well, it's a normal coin. Unless it happens to have a double die somewhere. No hub doubling on this one. Done the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. And it's very late die state, very thin letter, so it is definitely going to be a normal coin. And another normal one here. This one goes to Deanne. So we're doing pretty good. We're better than half of the roll as RPMs. Here's Bill Crescent. Let's see what Bill gets. And Bill gets... This is one of the lower split serif RPMs. 2 heavy die scratches straight up from the 9. So this is our die number 3 for the roll. The VCR registry, that's going to be the NGC. The varieties listed on the NGC website. For the Variety Coin Registry. NGC Variety Coin Registry. What was this? Okay, this was the die number 3. Okay, now we move on to coin number 20, Joe McBride. Mr. McBride, what do we have for you? Well, it happens to be a normal, very late die state coin. Sorry, brother. Would have been nice to get more, but that didn't happen. Oh, I guess I better check. Okay, so my audio input capture is indeed... Okay, it is the correct microphone. Just wanted to be sure. It didn't get changed on me or anything. I don't know how those things automatically change themselves, I tell you. Sometimes this technology stuff isn't all it's marked up to be. All right, here is James Worley. James Worley for coin number 21 now. Coin number 21 to James Worley. And we have a normal coin. This is one of the normal coin dies. And at the reverse, we end up with normal. Now for coin number 22. Coin number 22 is going to go to Bulldog Bulldog gets this one. Let's see what it is. It is another normal coin. One of the slightly earlier die state normal coins, but it is one of the normal coins. And put this one back in and go to coin number 23 for Kelly Michaud. And we have a different RPM. How about that? All right, my RPM sleuths. Which one is this? Very nice looking one on the upper and lower split serifs, and it's also got a bit of an extra curve on the right side of the lower part of the mint mark right there. It's not a Variety Plus listed coin. Okay. So which one is this? My keen-eyed observers. Different RPM altogether. This is our fourth nice RPM out of this roll. Fourth different nice RPM out of this roll. See what else we get here. Is that an eyelid? No, not an eyelid. Not otherwise a double die. Let's check the reverse real quick. And got nothing going on the reverse here. So this one's number 6. RPM number 6. Very nice. We're running into a whole collection of RPMs right here in this one roll. So there it is. Apparently RPM number 6. This one is going to be a S over S rotated clockwise. Could be listed as a tilted, but it's not. Okay. Zoom it back out. Get it back into focus, and we'll move on to the next coin. Very nice for Kelly Michaud right there. First example of this RPM. Eric tells me it's RPM number 6. I believe Kelly. I'm sorry, I believe Eric. Because Eric is pretty good at these things. Here's another coin from Marshall, coin number 24. And coin number 24 is... well, it's another normal coin. Another normal one. No RPM here. No double die on the obverse. Let's look at the reverse real quick and see. And we have a very late die state coin. Many of the design elements are extremely weak, nearing oblivion. And now coin number 25. Coin number 25 will go to Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher, Jim Fletcher. Let's see what's on coin number 25. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. Coin number 25 is this right here. And it's another RPM number 3. RPM number 3 for Jim Fletcher. Beautiful coin. Beautiful. Really, really nice RPMs out of this roll. Just love it. Great roll. This will be worth a recap. We'll probably do a recap on this one a little bit later on after we get these photographed. That's Jim Fletcher's RPM number 3. Die number 2 for the roll. RPM number 3. Let's see here, Mr. Worley. What does Mr. Worley end up with out of this roll? Well, it's another one of our very late die state, apparently normal mint marks, because I don't see anything double done here. But that could possibly be because the die state is too late to really make any determination. It's already worn down to a frazzle. Got nothing going on in the reverse other than a die crack on the lower right wheat. Seen this die before. Now for 27. Coin number 27, Alan Hargraves. Let's see what Alan gets. Alan gets an RPM 3. Another RPM number 3. I don't even know that I have one of these. Very nice one. RPM number 3. See what's on the reverse. Maybe a few little pickles and spots and splotches and stuff here and there, but it's overall a pretty decent looking red coin. Choice BU here. That's Ellen Hargraves. RPM number 3. Now Sir Benji. Sir Benji comes up and grabs, yeah, it appears to be a normal coin. Sir Benji grabs a normal coin here. This is going to be coin number 28. Normal coin, number 28. Now number 29. Number 29 to Yeoman. And Yeoman gets... It's another normal coin. This had another coin resting on top of it at one time in a bag. Okay, that's for Yeoman. Now coin number 30. Mike Birchman. Let's see what Mike gets. Well, it's another normal coin. Started this roll off with a big bang. I guess we're not finishing off too much worse, but a little bit of blotchiness on the coins to drag us down just a little bit, and a few horrific spots like this. And the fact that, well, it's kind of hot and cold and hot and cold puts a little bit of a damper on the enjoyment of this particular roll. However, it is still a very enjoyable roll because 51S is not only scarce, but we are finding some of the most major RPMs in the issue. Here's another RPM number 1. This one goes to Mr. Worley. It's another very nice one. This one looks like a choice to gem BU. Probably an MS64 grade. 3 to 4. That's going to be coin number 31. Now 32. Mr. Fletcher again. What does Mr. Fletcher get? Well, this one's going to be a normal coin. Nothing there. Alright, and flip it over, take a look at the reverse real quick. And the reverse is a very late die state. Very difficult to discern any of the details in the outer fringe of the design. They're all just kind of running toward the rim. Really good sign that you have a very late die state coin. Now coin number 33, John Brandon Bow. And John Brandon Bow gets another one of the LDS. This is a very late die state normal coin. There's that big pickle mark on the side of the Y that we had seen before. Now coin number 34. Coin number 34 goes to Mike Birchman. Is it a second Mike Birchman in a row? No. We had Mike, then Jim, then John. Okay. Huh. So I'm going faster than I thought I was. Okay, and this one has nothing doing there, and I've got a little bit of coin counter machine damage on this one. Now coin number 35. I've seen the reverse of pretty much every one of these dies, and they don't have any double die reverses. So for brevity's sake, here's RPM number 3 again. For brevity's sake, I have cut off searching the reverses at half the roll, lest we run into a die that we don't have yet. And then this one was for Wanda. And here's coin number 36 for Tim Morrell. Tim Morrell gets, it's one of the normal late die state coins, unfortunately. There's some wispy crud marks on the obverse there. Reverse looks decent on this one. Now, coin number 37 goes to Deanne. And it is going to turn out to be one of our normal coins. And now for coin number 38. 38 goes to Jim Fletcher. This one's going to take a little bit longer than the other ones did, because we're actually finding good stuff in this roll. See, for a change, we've come up with a really nice roll. The coins may not be perfect, but the roll is a nice roll. Okay, Eric. Sharp Eye for coins gets coin number 39. Coin number 39. And this is another one of the lower split serif with the heavy die lines coming out of the 9. It's going to also have very heavy and very isolated die lines going north and south through Liberty. Right there. Oh, it's also got some heavy stuff on the neck. And this one will be die number 3 for the roll. Now coin number 40 for Bulldog. Coin number 40 for Bulldog looks like this right here. Another die number 3 or 5, depending on which one we actually work it out to be. This one has a die crack running from the lower lapel up to the bow tie, in case that might happen to help. Very high punched mint mark with a very nice upper left curve. And let's see what we have on the reverse on this one. This one does have a die crack on the outer lower right wheat. And that's about it for reverse markers. This one's a very late die state. And that's for Mr. Bulldog. Now coin number 41 goes to Stig. And we have an RPM number 1 for Stig. Very nice. This one's got a couple of spots on it. And number 42 for Joe McBride. And this one is normal. No RPM here, no double die here. So it's RPM 5, okay, not RPM 3. So the ones I've been calling RPM 3 are actually RPM 5. Subject to change. And this one, coin number 43 for Surig, turns out to be normal. Now number 44, Joe McBride. Yeah, it's another normal one. Now number 45. 45 for Marshall. Let's see what Marshall gets here. Yeah, it's one of the late die state. Gosh, that one is so thin it's almost gone. Late die state coin. Number 46 now. William Cresson. Bill Cresson. An RPM 5, or what we had been calling RPM 3. It's got a little bit of staining on it, but otherwise a pretty decent looking coin, and an RPM number 5. Okay. That's coin number 46. Now 47. Wanda. A Wanda. And this is our RPM 4 for the roll. I can't remember what die we were saying this was. I think die 6. It's our second example of this die. It's got doubling on the lower curve, the outside of the lower curve, and it's got very widely split serifs, so it's a very nice RPM. Did Joe get a 0 for 3 in this roll? Sorry, Joe, this was a very productive roll, too. Jeff done. Let's see what Jeff pulls out. And it is a normal late die state coin. Now 49. Coin number 49 will go to Sureg. And there's another RPM 5. Beautiful, beautiful. Probably $350 worth of nice die varieties come out of this roll so far. At least that, I would think. Now, coin number 50, the last coin in the roll, goes to Kelly Michaud. And Kelly Michaud pulls, and it's a normal coin. Last coin in the roll turns out to be a normal one. There we go for Kelly. And we end up with a decent sized stack of normal coins, but I tell you what, it's probably only just over half of the roll, because here we are for what we pulled out as RPM. What is RPM number 1? Coins numbered 41, 31, 14, 12, 9, and 2. And these coins go to John Brandon Bow, Sharp Eye for Coins, Bill Cresson, Sureg, James Worley, and Stig. Now the next RPM, this one we have figured out tentatively, is RPM number 5. It's number 49, 46, 40, 35, 27, 25, 17, 16, 6, and 3. And coin number 3 is for Mike Birchman, and it is a very low weight coin. Very off weight, and the rest of these go to Farm Dog, Marshall, Kelly Michaud, Jim Fletcher, Alan Hargraves, Wanda, Bulldog, Bill Cresson, and Sureg. Sorry, I had those off camera, but at least I said them. All right, another one. Another interesting RPM here. Our coins numbered 39, 19, 8, and 7. And they go to Deanne, John Brandon Bow, Bill Cresson, and Sharp Eye. And then our last RPM for the roll, we only found 2 of them. We got number 23 and 47, Kelly Michaud and Wanda. So this is one of the nicer rolls we've been through in a while now. So we got a really, really good little start on some die varieties here for next week, because that's when you guys will see them. Otherwise, we've got this right here, and we're just about done with this show. Join me in another 15 minutes. 15 minutes out, we've got a 1950 Philadelphia roll. Reveal number 272. 1950 Philadelphia is a very high priced roll usually. I mean, it's over $150. So join me so we can look through a 1950 Philadelphia roll together. I'll talk to you then. 15 minutes out.